Why don't I believe you?
Today in Judge Karen's court.
You asked your niece to watch your place, right?
Yes, right smack in the middle of my living room, there's like 13 gouges. And now I find that there's homemade pipes.
You seriously think that I would let someone disrespect your house like that when I'm on the line?
You know what, Angela? Yeah, I do
I'm
believe
on
that.
the line.
Yeah, I do.
So this situation has caused a rift in the family.
Up until this, we were very close.
I'm believing that there was beer pong. I'm not stupid.
You've seen beer pong being played.
Yes,
Okay,
I've
I
seen
guess,
it before.
Angela, you've seen beer pong
Yes,
being
I
played. Well, I
have.
guess I'm the only one here
It's
that
very
knows beer pong being played.
Real judge. Real drama. Real justice. And now, you're about to enter Judge Karen's court. Plaintiff Mark McGlone is suing his sister for the costs associated with repair work needed to his home. Mark says he asked his sister's daughter to watch his dog when Mark went out of town. But Mark claims when he returned, he found alcohol, homemade marijuana pipes, and evidence of a wild game of beer pong that destroyed his floors. He's demanding that his sister step up and pay for the damages and hotel he'll need during the repairs. Defendant Paulette Nikosha's daughter Angela says Mark is not just blowing things out of proportion, he's outright making things up. Angela denies throwing any party at all and says her Uncle Mark is just jumping to crazy conclusions like he always does.
Mr. McGlone, how you doing this morning?
Okay,
Mr.
Your Honor.
McGlone, you are suing your sister, Miss Nicosia, for damage to wooden floors and the cost of staying in a hotel as a result of a party you think your niece had at your house.
Yes, ma'am.
And your position, ma'am, is this your daughter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's your niece here?
Yes, ma'am.
Your position is that your daughter didn't have a party at your brother's house?
No, she did not, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your relationship like with your brother?
Up until this, we were very close.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this situation has caused a rift in the family.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
And before this situation, it was like, you know, the Partridge Family, you guys.
Eh,
And how many sisters and brothers are there?
14 siblings, Your Honor.
Okay, so now tell me about what happened with your floors.
I took my children away on a short vacation. I had solicited with my niece through my sister and her brother. I never spoke to Angela directly to care for my pet while I was away.
What kind of pet is it?
I have a dog, Your Honor.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a cockapoo.
A cockapoo?
Yes.
Okay.
It was an agreement through my sister and her brother that Angela, like I said, I never spoke to Angela directly, that she would take care of my dog.
Okay, so far so good?
Yes.
Yes, that's
yeah?
accurate.
So far
yes.
so good. Okay.
I left on the 29th of July. It was a short trip. I came back on Sunday, I believe it was the 31st. Only to find out while I was away, when I returned home, I saw that there were things out of place. I started investigating.
How many days were you gone?
4, Your Honor.
All right, during those 4 days that your uncle was gone, did you go by the house?
I let the dog out on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Did you ever sleep at your uncle's house?
One night, and that was the night that I asked my cousin to stay with me because I didn't want to stay in a big house by myself, especially
Okay,
since
so what night did you spend at your uncle's house? Which of those nights?
Friday.
Friday night. So it
Yes.
was just you and your cousin?
Yes, and we didn't arrive at the house until 10:30 or so because I was working all day.
Okay, now what was the condition of the house when you were there that night?
Like it is every other
It
every
looked
other
normal
time.
to you?
It looked pretty much the same, except I mean, like it was a little messy, but I mean, like nothing out of the ordinary. Like,
Did you go in the refrigerator?
yeah,
Everything looked normal there?
yeah, everything looked the same as it usually does.
And the last time you went into the house was which day?
Sunday.
Sunday. You came back home Sunday?
Yes,
I
about
left
8
at
o'clock in the evening.
I left at 10 o'clock that day.
When you got in at 8 o'clock that evening, what happened?
I kind of saw things were out of order. I started looking around. This was out of place. That was out of place.
Stop a second.
With-
Tell me what was out of order.
I found aromatherapy candles that usually aren't on the coffee table.
Right. What else did you notice out of place?
I went in my refrigerator and then realized that everything was taken on all the shelves and all pushed to the left side. Now, logic tells me, oh, That's to put beer cases in. They're making room to put beer cases. Why would you
Wait
take...
a second, wait a minute. Just because I see everything in my refrigerator moved over to one side, my
wasn't like that
logical
when I left, Your Honor.
conclusion is that somebody's bringing a beer case?
I'm
Because let
sorry?
me ask you this question. You asked your niece to watch your place, right?
Yes.
Did you think that she was the type of person that would be bringing in, what, kegs of beer?
Well, these kids do party.
Okay, but your first thought wasn't that she brought in a gallon of milk or brought in a case of Coke. Why was your first thought that she brought in a keg of beer?
Well, I didn't realize that until after I did more
Well,
investigating.
no, you just told me that when you opened the refrigerator, you saw everything on the side, you immediately thought everything had been moved over for beer.
That's the way I think, Your Honor.
Excuse
Okay.
me.
What do you
Your
wanna
Honor,
say?
I finished. There was one orange soda and there was one cherry soda
You
left.
drank those?
I drank them and I took the cartons that stay in the refrigerator and I
Right.
took them out and I threw them out
So
because
you
they were
drank the
empty.
last orange soda
Yeah,
and the
and
last cherry. Did
cherry
you
soda.
notice that the last orange soda and the last cherry soda were gone?
No, Your Honor.
There was only one
Well,
of each
you
of them
noticed
left.
that the aroma candles had been moved to different spot, but you didn't notice that the very last orange soda and the last cherry
Your Honor,
soda were
before I
gone?
left, I didn't take inventory of my
Well, it
refrigerator.
looked like you were taking inventory when you got
No,
back
I wasn't
home.
taking inventory. It was noticing that things were out of place.
When Judge Karen's court continues.
I had an inkling that there was something went on in my home. I go to my trash, and lo and behold, all the beer bong cups, then right smack in the middle of my living room, there's like 13 gouges. I'm believing that there was beer pong.
Angela, were you playing beer pong?
And later,
I hear from Angela you got a son that comes over to check his mail. That's not true.
Yeah, yes, we're at odds. My son and I don't speak.
I want to know why you don't speak to your son.
Because my son is just like the rest of these people. He shows no respect, and I demand respect.
you're back in Judge Karen's court as Mark Maglone is accusing his niece Angela of partying and trashing his home while he was out of town.
So what else was out of place?
Then I started investigating more, and I went outside. I had an inkling that there was something went on in my home. I go to my trash,
Right.
because I'm not stupid, and I go in my trash, and lo and behold, all the beer bong cups, Smirnoff, Bud Light, all of this stuff was in my garbage.
Wait, let me ask a question. Do you share this garbage can with anybody?
No.
Is this for
No,
your
that's
particular
solely my
house?
garbage.
When do they pick up garbage?
That you put it out Sunday night for Monday, and
Right.
you put it out Wednesday for Thursday.
Okay, so this had to happen while you were gone.
Yes.
You didn't have any parties while you were there.
No.
Is it possible that maybe a neighbor could have used your garbage can while you
No,
were
Your
gone?
Honor.
Why isn't that possible? Because I do that to my neighbor. I do that to my neighbor. I got too much garbage, and so he doesn't only has a
My
half a
neighbor has
tank.
less people in his home, and he has a larger garbage can. I don't think he has need to be using my garbage can.
Okay, but is your garbage can right next to his?
No, it's behind a fence.
Oh, okay. So yes,
Generally.
His garbage can was actually next to his trailer on his driveway.
she's right,
Which
Your
his
Honor. That day
driveway
it
is
was.
very short. It's about
Yes.
from that distance to there.
Okay.
So anybody could have. And the neighbors next door, actually, they're not good kids. Let's just say that.
What kind of kids are they?
They go out and they do stuff that
Right.
doesn't need to be mentioned, but I know because I've seen them. You know what I mean? So.
So are you telling me then that during the 4 times you went, what's your dog's name?
Sugar.
Sugar. The 4 times you went to take care of Sugar, let Sugar out, bring Sugar in, feed Sugar, you never noticed anything unusual about the house?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, Mom, did you go inside the house?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Can I?
Wait a
I'm sorry.
second, yes.
I'm sorry. There was actually his son comes in once in a while and will take his mail, and I noticed that the mail was gone of his son's.
What else did you want to tell me? Why did you interrupt?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, the only reason, no, you asked me if I had been in the home. I was in
were
the-
you in the home that day?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and
yes,
did you
I
notice
was.
any of these things he's talking
No,
about?
no, I did not notice anything.
Did you go look inside the garbage can?
I didn't go in the garbage
Okay.
can. I mean, there was
Did
no...
you go inside the refrigerator?
Yes, in fact, I even took a... what do
You drank
call it?
something too?
Yeah, I apologize.
What did you drink?
I drank some milk. I apologize.
Did you
I'll pay
notice
for
that
it.
there was some milk missing?
No, Your Honor.
But you noticed a garbage can full of all these other things.
Because I suspected
Did
something.
you take a picture? Give me a minute. Did you take a picture?
Actually, Your Honor, it hadn't gone that far. I didn't even address this with them until after my investigation.
Okay, tell me more about your investigation.
Okay, so now I find downstairs, which I'm renovating, the entire floor.
Okay.
I work down there most every day. I was down there before I left.
Okay.
And now I find that there's homemade pipes and a cup of booze full right next to the 2 pipes.
What type of pipes are we talking about?
They take like a plastic bottle, they burn a hole in it, and I guess they toke off the other end of it.
What
I
are
don't
they
know.
smoking in those things?
I wasn't there. I don't know what they
well,
smoke.
you knew
I'm
it was
assuming,
a plastic pipe.
I'm going to make assumptions here.
Okay, let me see the pipe. Did you bring the pipe?
I don't have it right here.
Did you bring a picture?
Yeah, the pictures and the evidence, yes.
Okay, can I see that picture?
That's the bottles, Your Honor. The only thing I can think is you stick a joint in the end or something. I don't know.
You couldn't imagine anything else that could have happened there.
In view of everything else?
Right.
No.
Did anybody other than Angela have access to your house for those 4 days?
Well, I left a key for her.
Right.
A key under the planter in the front of the house. They're claiming that they were never given a key, that my house was left wide open. Not the truth.
Okay, wait a minute.
There was a key given.
Let me ask this question. I hear from Angela you got a son that comes over to check his mail. That's not true?
Yes, we're at odds. My son and I don't speak.
Why don't you speak to your son?
That's unrelated.
Yeah, but it's related to me. I want to know why you don't speak to your son.
Because my son is just like the rest of these people. He shows no respect, and I demand respect.
How many
And if
sons?
you can't give it to me, then we don't speak.
How many sons do you have?
I have 1 son.
You know what? If something were to happen to you today and you're lying on your dying bed, you're not going to be saying, boy, I wish I had gotten a chance to get my house cleaned up, or I wish I could figure out what happened with my refrigerator. You'd be on your dying bed saying, I wish I could say goodbye to my son and that I loved him.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so you need to figure out what's important. So you say it's not related here. It's really related here. Because what I'm hearing is that you're at odds with your son, because he doesn't respect you. And you're at odds with your sister, even though apparently she's been a good sister to you for 30+ years. That's what I'm talking about here.
I've been a better brother.
When Judge Karen's court continues.
Can you look at your uncle and say, it was uncle, it was not me?
Uncle Mark, I swear to God, I did not play beer pong
You
at your
personally,
house.
per se, yes, that may be the truth. That
Wait
may
a second,
be the truth.
wait a second.
I want to
swear
believe
I did
in
not
you,
let,
but
I
you're
would
not
never
giving
let
me reason to
do you
believe in you.
seriously think that I would let someone disrespect your house like that when I'm on the line?
You know what, Angela? Yeah, I do
I'm
believe
on the
that.
line.
Yeah, I do.
Judge Karen's court is back in session as Mark McGlone accuses his niece Angela of partying and damaging his home while she was supposed to be watching his dog.
Okay, what happened with your floor?
After realizing what I believe happened, then I saw my floor. Right smack in the middle of my living room, there's like 13, not even scratches, the gouges. How they happened, I don't know. I can only assume that there was furniture being, because I'm believing that there was beer pong. That's what all those beer pong.
What's a beer pong?
They take in a triangle and set up, and there's 2 teams. You stand on one end and they throw a ping pong ball, and whoever gets it in, the other team has to drink or something to that effect.
What do you use as a table?
My kitchen table was moved in there.
So you think they brought your kitchen table down into this room and used your kitchen table to play beer pong?
Yes.
Have you ever played beer pong, Angela?
Yes, I have.
Angela, were you playing beer pong in your uncle's house?
I swear I was not playing beer pong at my uncle's house.
Can you look at your uncle and say, it was uncle, it was not me?
Uncle Mark, I swear to God, I did not play beer pong
You
at your
personally,
house.
per se, yes, that may be the truth. That
Wait
may
a second,
be the truth.
wait a second.
I want to
swear
believe
I did
in
not
you,
let,
but
I would
you're not
never
giving
let,
me reason to believe
do
in
you
you.
seriously think that I would let someone disrespect your house like that when I'm
You
on
know
the
what,
line?
Angela? Yeah, I do believe
I'm on
that.
the line.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do
Well,
believe
that's
it.
just-
Yes.
Let me ask a question. Mom, put your hand down. You weren't even there.
Yes.
Yes, I was. I agree. Yes,
You
Your Honor.
weren't there. Stop.
Your Honor, I was
Stop,
there that
stop,
evening.
stop,
Yes, I was.
Stop a minute.
Excuse me,
Stop
can
a minute. Stop
this is
a
not-
minute.
Angela, that's gonna-
Has Angela ever disrespected you before?
No, Your Honor, that's one of the reasons
In
why I solicited
17
her help,
years?
because I've never had a
So
problem
why
with
can't you
Angela. Yes.
believe it when she looks at you and says, Uncle, I swear to you that I didn't bring anybody in your house at all and I wasn't
Your Honor,
in your
no
house.
one's ever looked you in the eye and told you a lie.
If my 17-year-old niece, who I have trusted since the day she was born and who has never disappointed me, looked into my eyes and said that to me, Auntie Karen, I didn't do it, I believe her. Because I would rather believe her not having any evidence against her than to not believe her, still not having any evidence against her.
But, Your Honor, they're turning around and they're actually having, you know, the audacity to point fingers at innocent people. My son wasn't even in the state when this occurred. So, you know what? The mail and all of that. My son was in West Virginia.
Let me stop you a minute. Was Sugar fed? Was Sugar taken care of?
She was still alive when I got there, yeah.
Did it look like Sugar had done her...
No, it doesn't look like she was maltreated.
Did it look like Sugar had done her business in your house?
I guess she was cared for, yes.
Okay, so she really did care for Sugar.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
She did what you asked her to do.
Yes.
She took care of your dog. You see that the dog was fed. There wasn't dog poop all over your place, but yet she trashed your house.
I don't think this was a deliberate act. I think it was as a result of their partying in my home. I think this was a result. Yes.
Let me see the picture. Let me see the picture.
I don't have it, Your Honor.
You provided the picture to the court.
Yes, multiple pictures.
All right, let me see the picture. And those are the scratches.
Yes, well, you can't tell by the pictures, but they're actually gouges.
That floor looks like it needs to be redone anyway.
Where's the rest of the floor?
Is there something more on the rest of the floor?
No, I'm just saying, where is it's not showing the whole floor.
Well, he doesn't have to. You know what? When you're the judge, you could ask him to see the whole floor. I just need to see the damage.
And those floors are cared for very well.
And what's this 3-night hotel stay you're suing for?
Well,
you
because
stayed in
when
a
the man
hotel
comes
for 3 nights?
this floor now has to be sanded. It has to be sanded down to get those gouges out.
Okay.
You can't just stand in one spot and just sand it out.
How big of an area are we talking about? How many floors is your house?
No, you can only have one.
You have one floor.
Yeah.
When we return, Judge Karen will render her verdict. During the commercial break, the courtroom gallery voted for whom they thought would win this dispute. And now, here's how they called the case.
So what's with the hotel room?
Well, I can't be in the home when he does this floor. You can't walk on the floor. You can't be there with the fumes.
So what hotel are you staying in for $432?
It's the local Marriott down the block.
Did you call the Marriott?
I had gotten an estimate from them what it would cost.
For $432?
Yes, 3-day stay.
Did you get an estimate from somebody?
Yes.
That said it's going to take you 3 days. They're going to take 3 days to do your floors, and the fumes are going to be so bad that you need to move out.
When it was done the first time, originally when I laid the floor, that's what had to be.
What year was that?
Maybe 3 years ago.
Those floors look older than 3 years.
Your Honor, those, if you saw the floor, you wouldn't say that.
Okay, let me see the estimate you got. You said you got an estimate from somebody.
Well, I got 2 of them. I got one.
To do the floor, I would like to see it. Thank you. Is that high-tech hardwood floor?
Yeah, that was another gentleman I called in to get a second estimate.
And then extreme hardwood floors says $742, but nobody says how long it's going to take. But well, you know what, though? I'm going to accept these receipts that that's what it would cost to sand this particular floor. Oh, Mr. McGlone, I believe something happened at your house. I mean, I don't think you had a reason to make it up. But I also get the impression that others may have had access to your house. The problem is that you don't have any proof that it was actually your niece that did something, and the reason why you sued the mother is because your niece is a minor. So I think it's unfortunate that it's gotten to this point. The hotel cost of fixing your floors, maybe you would have gotten. I doubt if you would have gotten that anyway, but I believe that something did happen. It's just that you didn't prove it. Therefore, my judgment is for the defendant.
More to come in Judge Karen's court.
I lost, I'm done.
There was no party. I didn't leave there till 2 a.m. that morning.
I came here with the truth, and obviously that didn't get exposed today.
I don't know where he's talking about. It wasn't even just me. My other daughter was with me.
She knows the truth, God knows the truth, her daughter knows the truth, but they don't know the difference between right and wrong. I do.
I'm not lying, but Mark seems to like to create these scenarios for excitement in his life, I guess.
Why don't I believe you?